Hi, I'm Shashank. I head the AI Labs team at Subex. The charter for me and my team is to embed artificial intelligence in all the existing products of Subex and to build all AI first products. Zavi, over to you.
Hi, myself is Zabiullah. I'm a product head with AI Labs. I'm responsible on the business side of the products at Subex. All right, so I think that today's topic of discussion is democratization of AI, and what we have to cover is what we have to cover is that wide democratization of AI and the challenges related to democratization, and what is the role of having an AI ecosystem. And of course, Shashank will demo you that how our HyperSense platform helps people achieve democratization. Now, before we move further, I want to table what business is asking today from AI implementation. Right? I think operation efficiencies, cost saving is one of the area where business wants to realize value of AI. Enhancing customer experience on existing services is another area. Now, business also wants an opportunity to innovate new product offerings and identify the new service avenues to add value to the customers. That's other exciting area that business wants to leverage AI. Last but not the least, how they can accelerate growth, right? How AI can contribute in accelerating growth. And I think AI today is evolved to support business on all these different goals. However, there are challenges the businesses are facing today with AI implementation. Now, to list the challenges, the different teams work on AI implementation and they do not talk to each other. Essentially, they work in silos. And this creates challenges with respect to business adopting AI in the right way and realizing value. And the other thing is each team has a different preference for the technology that they use, right? Hence, it becomes difficult to standardize and automate the processes, and it creates gap in the technology ecosystem. We have been witnessing that organizations are facing shortage of the skills required to implement AI in businesses. Finally, whatever the implementation that is happening today in business, the businesses are failing to realize the ROI in the AI initiatives. So while we have these kind of challenges, how business needs to democratize AI? I think this is our focus of our discussion, and we'll focus the rest of our talk on this. Now, firstly, what I believe is that they need to empower the business teams with AI, and this is only possible if the steep learning curve which AI, data science, and machine learning has, that needs to be flattened, right? The second is there is a need for centralizing the technology, centralizing the data, so that the different teams understand different technologies. It should become easier to come together and collaborate and have a cohesive environment for the technology. And lastly, this is not democratization of AI within an organization is not possible without having an AI first mindset, right? The strategy for AI needs to be formed and pushed top down. That's extremely important for realization of democratization. Now, I want to introduce to our platform HyperSense. I think HyperSense is one of the end-to-end AI orchestration platform designed exclusively to perpetuate the skill sets, help democratize AI in an organization by bringing the technology in the center place and enable collaboration, which is required for AI implementation. Now, I'll request Shashank to talk a little bit about how HyperSense helps organizations achieve democratization. Over to you, Shashank.
Thanks, Zabi. In reality, artificial intelligence projects are not straightforward. They are cycle iterating between improving and enriching the data, building the model, evaluation, and maintenance that is never really finished. This cycle is crucial in developing a ML model because it focuses on using model results and evaluation to refine your data set. a high quality dataset is the most surefire way to train a high quality model. The speed that this cycle is iterated through is what determines your costs, and that is what we have identified and tried solving with HyperSense AI Studio. A typical machine learning life cycle involves gathering data and then preparing data, data wrangling, exploratory data analysis, training the model, testing the model, and then deploying and maintaining the model. In enterprises, this whole life cycle is being executed by multiple teams, and each team has a very siloed approach of doing each individual task. The machine learning life cycle is important because it delineates the role of every person in a company in data sciences initiatives, ranging from business to engineering to strategy to several other functions. Now, if you look at, so HyperSense streamlines this whole life cycle by simplifying and automating the most complicated time-consuming steps. In HyperSense, interactive machine learning and automated machine learning works in tandem. It offers complete AI ecosystem with multiple modular integrated studios for end-to-end business automation. It provides centralized data management so that democratization of data is achieved. It enables complete automation through reusable and tweakable machine learning pipelines. And the whole platform is a no-code platform, and hence anybody can do data sciences. Last but not the least, HyperSense is a collaborative AI platform. When it comes to democratization, we figured that a true democratization would entail enabling business users to leverage the power of AI as well as the data sciences community to quickly build, test, and deploy AI models. And hence, in HyperSense AI Studio, we have both interactive machine learning for data analysts and machine learning scientists and automated AI for the business users. Let's look at a quick demo of HyperSense AI Studio. So let's look at a quick demo of HyperSense AI Studio, which is one of the studios of HyperSense. So let's log in. Now, as soon as you log in, you see, pre-built use cases, which we call pre-built accelerators, which we have built, with our experience of more than 2 decades working with telcos, right? Now, I'll just show you quickly, one of the pre-built use case, right? So this is one of the pre-built use case. What you have to do is to change the data sources here, and then you can get started, with your own data set on any of the pre-built use cases. Now, due to paucity of time, I will quickly show you how to build a full-fledged use case leveraging our interactive ML capability on HyperSense AI Studio. So let's use a public data set, which is Boston pricing data set built by US Census. And let's name the pipeline. As soon as you do a save, you come to the AI Studio canvas. You have a bunch of operators ranging from data reader to statistical analysis to a bunch of data preparation operators to all the algorithms, classification, clustering, forecasting, regression, right? Auto ML operators, model deployment, data writer, and custom operator, which is meant for data scientists who want to do additional work apart from all these operators which are embedded within AI Studio. So the first thing that we'll do is to read data. So what we do is we just go and open this particular operator and we read the file from the local. You define the delimiter and do an apply. Now, as soon as you do apply, you get the data set. So it reads the data set. Now, AI Studio is completely distributed computing enabled because we understand that telcos work with large volume of data and scale is very important for them, right? You also have properties of this particular data set as well as summary information. You can also look at the related visualization. Now, we understand that AI Studio is meant for both data sciences community as well as business users, and therefore we have embedded a lot of visual analytics on HyperSense. Now, if you look at visualization, you will see that we have visualization for each of the attribute in data, right? So you have related visualization. Now we'll quickly do few of data preparation operation. So let's do missing value treatment, which basically imputes missing value in the data set. So we choose the feature type, we choose the method, and it populates that feature which has got missing value. We can also do the same thing for continuous, and you can choose the method here. You will get all the continuous features and the related method. Now, since it is distributed computing enabled, as soon as you do apply, your missing value imputation is done. Let's do at least one more operation. Let's do encoder. Now, encoder is meant to convert categorical features to numeric features. So it will give you all the categorical features here, and you have to choose a method. Let's do level encoding. You do an apply, and as soon as you do apply, your encoding is done. Now we can do a bunch of other data preparation operator, but due to paucity of time, I'll directly go and build a model. Now what we want to do in this particular exercise is to do a house price prediction based on different attributes, right? So we have a column named median value of owner occupied homes, and we select all the attributes on which we want to do prediction. We'll just deselect serial number because serial number does not add any value to the model, and we give a name to the predicted column. Let's call it predicted price, and I do an apply. Now what I have to do is I have to save the pipeline. After saving the pipeline, I just have to do a run. Now you see, pipeline execution is in process, and before we get the result, right? I just want to show you one more feature, which is this particular feature where at each operator level you can learn about the operator. So you can learn about the operator, and if you want to learn more, you just have to click on learn more, and you will get a full-fledged documentation of that operator, how to configure that operator, what each operator means, and related information. Now, while this particular pipeline runs, if you see, we have already done with CSV reader, missing value, encoder, and regression. What I also want to show you is our auto AIS operator, right? So let's look at auto AIS operator. So you have seen that using interactive ML, I have done ingested data. I have also, done bunch of data, preparation, and then I have built a model. In our auto AIS, which is meant for business user, I do the same thing, in just 3 steps, and I'll show you how. So you name the pipeline, you do a next. The next thing that you have to do is to ingest the data. So we ingest the same data here, right? And again do an apply. Now as I do apply, right, the data has been read, and you have related information here. You have to choose the target column, right? And as we know, the target column is the median value of owner occupied homes. Select the record ID or the entity on which you want to do the modeling on. You do a next. Now as soon as you do next, within a few seconds your data will be fetched here along with related visualization. So you have the distribution of data and bunch of metrics associated with each attribute, right? And you again do a next, and what it's actually doing is building the model at the back end. So the model has been built because of distributed computing framework, and you have the result here, right? So if you see here, we have the result. We have bunch of evaluation metrics, including mean absolute error, mean absolute percentage error, root mean square error, mean square, and R square. R square is one of the metrics to judge or to understand the robustness of the model. The R square is 98.16%. It means the model is pretty robust, right? And what you also get is model prediction, right? So if you see the model prediction, right, let's look at the model prediction. You will have model prediction where you have the actual value and the predicted value. If you see, the actual value is 23.6, the predicted value is 22.7. So it's pretty accurate model that way, and you can also look at the related visualization, right? So you also have the related visualization. So bunch of visualization, on the modeling exercise, including correlation metrics, the feature importance stack, and other visualization. You can also deploy the model. You do the next and it will deploy the model, right? I also want to show you, how we did it in case of interactive ML. Let's look at the result. So we go to the result tab, and you have similar result here as we saw in the auto AIS pipeline. You will have mean absolute error, mean absolute percentage error, mean squared error, root mean squared error, and the R square. The R square here is 0.88, which is again pretty decent, right? And you have the actual value and the predicted value here, right? You also have the related visualization. Now, if you see here, we used interactive ML as well as auto ML to build the models, and we got similar results here. And the power of these methods, the power of this is that both business users as well as a data scientist or data analyst can use it, right? For data scientist, data analyst, you have more options of doing ingesting data and then doing bunch of operations on top of data, or do something custom. Whereas for business user, it's just 3 click and you get the model. So that's about the demo. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Zabi.
All right, thank you so much, Shashank. That was a nice demo. What I would love to do now is I want to summarize what are some of the key takeaways from the demo that I have got. Firstly, I think there are, if an organization is struggling to start their AI journey, we are providing pre-built templates or accelerators as part of the product. I think this helps organizations to quickly start experimenting and realize the proof of value. That's one thing that I noticed. And the second thing is, obviously, the platform is completely no code. It enables the citizen data scientist or a business data scientist who comes with a lot of domain knowledge. They can leverage the power of AI and build use cases without a need for any kind of a coding there. The third is, as you also said, that this tool is also designed for data analyst and data scientist, which means that if they want to configure a machine learning pipeline to build more robust algorithms, they can access to the advanced options, and they can configure the operators even to the advanced level in order to build a more robust algorithm. And I think that's a perfect balance of complexity and robustness that we have. And of course, if while the user is starting on the AI Studio, there is a guidance, there is a help, there is a tutorial on every step of the machine learning process. And last but not the least, I think the automation is not just the sake of automation. It comes with the interactions, which means that you always have a visibility of what is a task that you are automating and how you are automating it, right? And finally, the models that one would build on AI Studio, they are not going to be a black box model. I think we have built various different capabilities to help user to understand what is happening with the models, why certain predictions have come as they have come into the model. So there is a complete explainability package coming as part of the HyperSense AI Studio. So in a nutshell, just to summarize this entire discussion, I think HyperSense as a platform, it helps the citizen data scientists to leverage the power of AI. There is a right amount or right level of automation inbuilt, which is designed to reduce the complexities in the data science process. And the entire platform comes with the distributed computing environment. That means any volume of data wouldn't be a big concern when it comes to processing time. So there is an absolute level of efficiency into the entire machine learning building processes. And since it is equipping the business users, empowering the business users to build AI model, and I think there is a good level of augmentation of domain intelligence into the model development, and we are providing explainability, transparency of the AI. In fact, the entire model is the model components are built based on the AI trust and governance framework, So the models that you will build, they are not only robust, but they are also transparent and fair, right? And overall, we have seen that how HyperSense helps or becomes a collaborative AI platform for an enterprise. Well, that's all we had for this discussion. I think if you have liked the demo, if you have liked our discussion, I would request you to log into our website and check more information about HyperSense AI Studio and sign up for the trial, which comes for the 14 days free trial access. You will also have an access to the training material, videos, demos that will help you to get start of your own. And of course, you can reach out to us to have a one-on-one connect to help you get started, help you achieve your first use case. Thank you so much for giving your time. It was a nice discussion. Thanks. Thank you, Shashank.
By the way, are you interested in AI and ML but you're not a data scientist? Well, we got just the solution for you. Scan this QR code to deploy your first machine learning model without writing a single line of code.